Yeah, because I mean, ultimately, even when you're coaching let's say a fighter in the cage, everything you're telling them are suggestions. You know, usually they're good at
Yeah.
suggestions, but the fighter is going to have the last say in it. You know
Yes.
what I mean?
And
So
that is a huge problem. And I think we talked about this a little bit, but like that is the most odd things in MMA to me. In professional sports, is that the fighter dictates to the coach what's happening. And it really is what's happening
but
today.
yeah, it depends on what you got. Like I've had some athletes they don't listen to anything,
Yeah.
and it's super frustrating as a
And
coach
you can't help them.
because you can't help them. And like I tell them, it's harder to be a coach than a fighter because fighting you get to do it. You're in there, you don't have to think about anything, you just flowing. But as a coach, you're invested in this guy. You don't want him to get hurt. You want him to win. And you're trying to give him the advice that you believe is going to make him win. And when they're just totally dismissive or they just can't hear you, they got their blinders on. It's like, oh man, I just got to cross my fingers and hope this works out.
And it's difficult because I was just talking to this about with Max the other day. Like, if I think, okay, so imagine you're in college and you're wrestling in college, right? Does the wrestling coach care that your girlfriend doesn't like him? It's like, no. Does he care if you don't feel like training today? Does he care that you don't like to drill? Does he care that you don't want to work on singles?
Yeah.
Like all these things, it's like, does he care that you don't want to jog or do conditioning? It's like, no, it tells you to do it. Shut the fuck up, basically, right? And if you don't like that, you get off the wrestling team. He'll kick you off the team, right?
Yeah.
Because the coach is paid by the university. But because the coach in MMA is paid by the fighter, like the wife has to like you. I'm not making this shit up, but this is important stuff. Like, I'm serious. I've seen this happen more times than I can count. If the wife doesn't like you, you're done. Like, I'm saying stuff like it shouldn't matter, like what the wife thinks, but like if she doesn't like you, it's over. And I've seen so many and fighters, because of this dynamic, because they hold all the power, fighters tend to surround themselves with yes man, which is very damaging to themselves because the yes man doesn't want to lose his job. So whatever you say, boss, and as a result, they bite their tongue if they see something. And I've had a really hard time coaching people because I'm not a yes man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to tell you what I think, and I'm very outspoken in this regard. Like, I think there's something wrong, I'm going to say it. I don't care about your feelings so much. I care about you winning.
Yeah.
So it's a difficult thing to do for a coach sometimes.
To me, the coaching relationship essentially is a mentorship, right? Now, if you're going to be mentored by somebody, are you going to tell them how to mentor you? That seems foolish.
Yeah.
You don't know. That's why you're going to him, right?
Yeah.
It would be like
it's a contradiction in terms when you think about it. You tell the coach how he wants him coaching you.
Yeah, like if I went to if you're if you're in university, you don't tell your professor, "Hey, professor, you need to show it like this." It's like, what? Get out of the class. You're done, right? Like, no, it doesn't work that way. So when you're getting coached, the whole thing is you have to have faith. Like, if you don't believe in your coach, you're already with the wrong guy.
You should find a new one.
Find a new one, right? You should be with somebody that you believe it has your best interests and they know what they're talking about. So when they tell you something, like they say jump, you jump. That's the ideal relationship for their coach or for anybody who's mentoring you. As I've been in several mentorship relationships, mentee, mentor, and if I'm not doing everything that guy is telling me to do, they quickly tune out. Because they're like, well, I'm not going to make much headway with you because you already think you know better than me. Why are you paying me to mentor?
But here's the shitty thing about MMA, though, Dave. It's because a lot of these coaches are dependent on a salary. They can't afford to turn their backs.
Yes.
A wrestling coach in college can go F off.
Yeah.
If you're struggling coach in Las Vegas, Nevada, or wherever you coach, and the fighter tells you, I want you to hold pat like this, you got to go, because he's a customer. Like, he's paying for a service in reality. So, you have to cater to the customer. So it is and I don't think MMA fighters, or professional fighters in general, realize how much they are hurting themselves.
Correct.
By allowing this dynamic to take place. And that's one reason I moved away. I'm just getting back into it. But like, I come into MMA now as a coach with a very different mindset. I don't care if you like my training or not. If you don't, there's the door. And I think that because I'm not dependent on that money to pay my bills.
Yeah.
So it's a very different dynamic that's been established. So now it's like, oh, it is what it is. If you don't like it, there you go. And I think that is the correct approach.
Correct.
Because now I will guide you as a mentor, as a coach. And as you listen to me, I know how far you can make it, right? I've been around a lot of these MMA camps. That is not the dynamic in MMA gym. It is the fighter bossing the coaches around.
Yeah, and it's like you said, just because the way the finances work, it's made a false illusion of where the power is supposed to reside, right? Like to me, the coach is the one with the power here, but you want it that way because he's the one with the knowledge and the experience.